Every morning, two kinds of people wake up. One rolls over and hits the snooze button, and the other? They rise with fire in their chest, purpose in their heart, and a routine that makes them unstoppable. Which one are you? This is the story of how the right morning routine changed an ordinary life into something extraordinary. Clapperboard, story start, 0-20 onwards. Let me tell you about a man named Ayan. He wasn't born into wealth. He didn't have connections. He was just like you and me, trying to figure life out in a world that never stops moving. He worked a 9-to-5 job that barely paid his bills, lived in a one-room apartment, and most nights he would stare at the ceiling thinking, is this all my life is meant to be? But something changed one cold morning in December. It was 4:45 a.m. He had a dream the night before. He was drowning, not in water, but in regret. Missed chances, wasted time, lost potential. That dream shook him so deep, he couldn't go back to sleep. Instead of curling back under the blanket, Ayan stood up, walked to the mirror, looked himself in the eyes, and said, "If nothing changes, nothing changes." That morning, he made a decision. To rise before the sun. To take back control. To build himself before the world could break him. And so began his morning transformation. The power of a morning routine. Ayan started with small changes. The first week, he only focused on waking up at 5 a.m. No phone, no distractions, just silence and himself. He began by doing 10 minutes of meditation, not because he was spiritual, but because he needed peace. His mind was always racing with worry, fear, self-doubt. The silence helped him breathe again. Then came movement, just 15 minutes of stretching and light exercise. He didn't look like a fitness model. He didn't have six-pack abs. But after that workout, he felt alive. Next, he started journaling. 1 page. Every morning. Just thoughts, dreams, gratitude. And slowly, he began to meet the version of himself he always wanted to become. He stopped saying, "I don't have time," because his routine made time. He wasn't chasing motivation. He was creating momentum. Fire momentum turned into mastery. Within 60 days, Ayan noticed changes. He was calmer, clearer, more confident. He started working on side hustles before going to work. He read 1 book a week. He set goals, tracked progress, built habits. He wasn't perfect, but he was consistent. He didn't need to tell people he was leveling up. His energy walked into the room before he did. From freelancing to launching his own business, from struggling to speak to commanding meetings, from burnout to balance, it all started with a morning routine. And soon, people started asking him, "What's your secret?" And he would smile and say, "It's not a secret. I just stopped sleeping on my dreams." Light bulb, what do the most successful people do in the morning? Let me be real with you. There's no single right routine. But here's what almost all successful people include. Early rising. They wake up before the chaos begins. The world is quiet. And that quiet is powerful. Gratitude and journaling. They reflect. They write. They express thanks even before success arrives. Physical movement. They move their body to awaken their mind. Reading/listening to growth content. They feed their brain. Books, podcasts, mentors. They seek wisdom. Goal review. They remind themselves of what they're building and why. People like Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, wake up at 3:45 a.m. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson hits the gym before the sun rises. Oprah Winfrey starts her morning with meditation, gratitude, and exercise. Elon Musk, Tony Robbins, Robin Sharma, they all own their mornings. Because when you win the morning, you win the day. Brain your morning, your power. Now pause for a second and ask yourself, what's the first thing you do in the morning? Do you grab your phone? Scroll endlessly? Snooze the alarm 5 times? Or do you rise with purpose? If Ayan could rebuild his life one morning at a time, so can you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need fancy tools. All you need is a decision. Decide to take control. Decide to start small. Decide that your future is worth fighting for before breakfast. Collision final words. Morning is not just a time. It's a mindset. The sun rises every single day. It never takes a day off. And guess what? Neither does opportunity. So don't let another sunrise go to waste. Start your mornings with intention, and you'll live your days with power. Your future self is watching. What you do tomorrow morning will either bring you closer to your dreams or push you further away. The choice is always yours. Clapperboard outro. If this story inspired you, even just a little, then don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs that morning motivation. Asterisk. Because one video can change a mindset, and one mindset can change a life. Asterisk. Thanks for watching. Stay consistent, stay powerful, and as always, win your morning.